Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Kognito Key. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. So, have you ever written a letter or maybe an email and paused to think, wait, is this way too casual? Or am I sounding a little bit too stiff? Well, getting that tone wrong, it can completely ruin what you're trying to achieve. Using slang with your boss or sending a highly robotic message to your best friend, it just doesn't work, right? Let's jump right into this explainer and clear up that confusion once and for all. For our agenda today, we're going to start with the art of letter writing, then look exactly at what formal and informal letters are. After that, we'll put them head-to-head to spot the differences, and finally, we'll cover the ultimate rule for choosing the right one. Section 1, the art of letter writing, is all about conveying the right message. Simply put, letters are just essential forms of communication. Whether they are handwritten or typed out on a screen, their main job is always the same, to carry a specific message from one party to another. But how you package that message, that changes absolutely everything. Which brings us to Section 2. What exactly is a formal letter? Whenever we talk about this category, I want you to think professional, prescribed, and totally anchored in business. By definition, a formal letter is written in professional language, following a very stipulated, strict format, and it's used for official purposes. The really crucial thing to remember here is that a formal letter always has a specific objective in mind. You aren't just dropping in to say hello. You are writing a letter of recommendation, making an official inquiry, applying for a job, or maybe filing a complaint. Because it is so official, there are rigorous rules you absolutely have to follow. You need that specified format, and you've got to get straight to the point, avoiding any unnecessary words. Your writing must be relevant, objective, complex, thorough, and totally free from grammar or spelling mistakes. But you know what the golden rule is? You must always be polite. Literally, even if you are writing a complaint because you are terribly unhappy with a product or a service, your language has to remain completely professional and courteous. No exceptions. Moving right along to Section 3, what is an informal letter? This is the space where things get casual, warm, and personal. Basically, an informal letter is all about personal communication. It's written in a friendly, comfortable manner to someone you are already familiar with. We're talking about your friends, your siblings, your parents, or close acquaintances. In these letters, you can totally use a casual, emotional tone. And honestly, the best part, there is absolutely no prescribed format you have to stress over. You just write. That takes us to Section 4, formal versus informal. The key differences. This is our rapid-fire contrast and compare segment. Let's just put these two styles head-to-head. First up, let's look at the audience. Formal letters are going out to businesses, colleges, employers, or large organizations, as opposed to informal letters, which are meant strictly for your friends, family, or personal acquaintances. Basically, the relationship entirely dictates the letter. Next, we have the structural writing differences. Formal letters tend to lean heavily on the passive voice, and they use long, complex, thorough sentences. On the contrary, informal letters utilize the active voice. Your sentences are going to be short, simple, and very easy to interpret, pretty much exactly how we speak in our daily lives. And when it comes to vocabulary, the rules differ wildly. In formal writing, contractions and abbreviations are strictly avoided. You wouldn't write can't or won't. You have to write out the full forms like cannot or will not. But in an informal letter, they are more than welcomed. Feel free to throw in slang, colloquial terms, and idioms, totally depending on how familiar you are with the person reading it. To bring this all together into a master comparison, let's summarize. Notice the objective is professional versus personal. The format is prescribed versus none at all. Size matters too, right? Formal letters have to be concise and to the point, while informal letters can be as concise or as large as you want. And finally, the perspective. Formal letters generally stick to the first or third person, while informal letters freely mix first, second, and third person perspectives. So we have made it to Section 5, choosing the right letter. We've seen all the rules, but what is the ultimate rule of thumb to help you decide which format to use when you finally sit down to write? It all comes down to this simple, brilliant rule. First of all, you should identify who your recipient is. If you have a professional relationship with them, you go formal. If they are close to you, you go informal. It really is just that simple. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this explainer helpful, please subscribe to the Kognito Key channel, hit that like button, and share this with your friends. So the next time you sit down to draft an important message, just ask yourself, Are your words building a professional bridge or accidentally burning one? Keep learning, and I will see you next time.